Here are several contradictions in the Bible, and every single one of these comes from the same event, and it's not a sideline event. It's the crucifixion of Jesus. So what day did Jesus die? Well, the Synoptic Gospels say he died on the Passover, but John's Gospel said he died the day before the Passover. What time was Jesus crucified? Mark's Gospel said Jesus is crucified around 9 o'clock in the morning, but in John's Gospel, Jesus is still standing before Pilate 3 hours later at noon. Did Jesus carry his cross the whole way, or did Simon of Cyrene carry it for him? That depends on which gospel you read. When Jesus was crucified, what happened with the two criminals beside him? In Luke, one criminal mocks Jesus and the other one defends him. But then in Mark and Matthew, both criminals mock him. John doesn't include that exchange at all. Did the temple curtain tear before Jesus died, as Luke says, or after Jesus died, as in Mark and Matthew? What did Jesus say when he died? In Mark and Matthew, Jesus says, my God, why have you forsaken me? In Luke, he says something different. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. And in John, he says something different. It is finished. Look, some people can try to reconcile each one of these. I get that, and I understand it because I used to do that as a pastor from the pulpit. But these aren't tiny details from some obscure part of the Bible. These are differences in the gospel accounts about the crucifixion of Jesus, the central event along with the resurrection in Christianity. Look, I eventually realized I had spent my whole Christian life forcing 4 different gospel accounts into one harmonized story because my doctrine required the Bible to have no contradictions. I wasn't reading the gospel, the message in the text, on its own terms. I was just protecting the conclusion that I'd already been taught to defend.